जी, ऑल द बेस्ट।
राधारमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। राधारमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल जय जय।
Bhajans are loud. That's why.
गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल जय जय। गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल जय जय। गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल जय जय।
हरि ओम ज्योति जी।
राधारमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। राधारमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल जय जय। गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल जय जय। गोपाल जय जय। गोविंद जय जय। गोपाल जय जय। बंद करने की इतनी जल्दी क्या हो रही तुमको? श्या राधा वर कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय। हाँ जी। गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल जय जय। गोविंद गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल जय जय। राधारमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। राधारमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल 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 जय जय। राधारमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। राधारमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल जय जय। गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल जय जय। गोपाल जय जय। गोविंद जय जय। गोपाल जय जय। चंद्र भगवान की जय। हाँ जी। गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल जय जय। गोविंद गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल जय जय। राधारमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। राधारमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल जय जय। गोविंद जय जय, गोपाल गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय। बंद करने की इतनी जल्दी क्या हो रही तुम लोग? श्री राधा और कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय। हाँ जी। गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल 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 जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोपाल।
हरि ओम।
हरि ओम स्वामी जी।
हरि ओम स्वामी जी, प्रणाम।
नमस्ते।
हरि ओम स्वामी जी।
प्रणाम। हरि ओम।
So we can get started at 7:30.
Yeah, you just let me know what to do.
Okay. Hari Om, everyone. On behalf of Chinmay Mission Yamunotri, I would like to welcome you to the start of our 12th RadhaKrishna Moorthi Sthapana anniversary celebration. Pranams to our Swamiji, Uncle Ji, Auntie Ji, and to all who are attending this evening. Although we haven't been able to meet in person, it is with Shri RadhaKrishna's blessings, Gurudev's grace, and the dedication of the members of the Yamunotri family that we've been continued to connect in meaningful ways. The past few months, we have had many celebrations hosted by Yamunotri, And this anniversary celebration is a befitting one as we begin our fall Balavihar and adult study group sessions. Our celebration will start with discourses on Mukundamala for the next 3 evenings and on Saturday morning. After the discourse on Saturday, we will enjoy a virtual yatra created by our young adults. The Moorthi Sthapana Puja will take place on Sunday morning, our final day. We thank you all for taking part in the celebration with us, and we hope you will join us each evening and the mornings this weekend. I will now ask Premalji to introduce Swamiji for the start of the discourses. Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Pranam Swamiji, Pranam Tuji Uncle Ji, Auntie Ji, and all the devotees. On behalf of Chinmaya Mission, as Rita Ji said, we welcome Swami Sivatmanan Ji. We all wish that we could have met in live discourses, but due to this pandemic, this is the best alternative we have to continue our spiritual sadhana, and we'll continue as long as we have to until the situation gets improved. Swamiji, inspired by Puja Gurudev, joined Sandipani Vidyalaya Brahmachari course number 12 under Puja Guruji Swami Tejamananji. After completing the course, Swamiji was serving the Chinmaya Mission Los Angeles under Swami Iswarananji. Then for last few years, Swamiji was in Chinmaya Mission Austin, Texas. And now for last about a year or so, Swamiji is at San Antonio, Texas Chinmaya Mission. Swamiji gives discourses all over the country and makes the difficult spiritual subject very easy to understand. This next 4 days, as Ritaji said, we'll learn from Mukund Mala how to get to deeper dimensions of our emotional and spiritual personalities. I request everyone to please join with video so Swamiji can see us, and also mute your microphones, and let's listen to Swamiji's discourse in a very serene atmosphere. With this difficult, Swamiji, please go ahead and we can start the discourses. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Okay, I just am doing a microphone check. I need for you to give me a thumbs up if you can hear me properly. Right? Okay, good. So my end microphone is okay. In between, if you lose something, please don't text me, please don't email me. I have a professional setup system over here set up by Chinmaya Mission. So a lot of times some people, they lose their own Wi-Fi or something like that, and then they text in between. So if you are able to hear my voice, that means things are set up properly. And I'm going to go ahead and start now. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Moorthi Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। वसुदेव वसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। Hari Om, my salutations to everybody out there in Chicago. I'm over here in San Antonio. I thank Chinmay Mission Yamunotri Center for setting up this Zoom Yajna. And I can see people are dialed in from California, Calgary, New Jersey. So a lot of people who attend my classes have dialed in. So good to see everybody in various places. We are going to do a textbook called Mukundamala. In our Chinmay Mission, we have the very first commentary of Mukundamala is this textbook. After that, this textbook. And then Swami Ishwaranandji has written a commentary. This is the latest textbook, Swami Ishwaranandji. I'm going to be using this textbook. So if you have this textbook, that's great. I was told that over here there would be a virtual setup of the shlokas, so you guys can follow it. So I don't know what is going to happen with regards to that, but I'm going to be following this textbook.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Go ahead.
If you let me know, I will move the slides from shloka to shloka. And
Okay.
this is Jyoti Arun. I'm the host.
Okay, thank you. I will let you know. This is a beautiful, beautiful composition of a great poet saint, a king poet saint of Kerala, Kulashekara Adaval. There are 12 Vaishnavite saints, the Alvars, and Kulashekara happens to be one of them. And even though he presides as the king of the kingdom, Tiruvananthapuram, he has his own duties to perform as a king. But the mind is ever offered to the feet of Bhagavan. And that is what we see in this book. This book is a beautiful treatise on a human mind, which allows us a window into a mind of a saint. And in case, if we have a desire to explore the depths and the richness of what the human mind is capable of diving into, becoming into, textbooks such as Narada Bhakti Sutra, Mukundamala, and so many other devotional textbooks allow us to see the lofty heights that the human mind is capable of reaching. Of course, this mind is not capable of reaching those heights without effort. And the effort of a human being, which is necessary to climb high into the rich domains of spiritual existence, is a reflection of how spiritually rich life filled with sadhana one has lived. We complain that Swamiji, mind is very fickle. Even Krishna hears that from Arjuna. Chanchalam himana Krishna pramati balavadrudam tasyah nigraham manye vayorivad sudushkaram. Arjuna also laments in front of Bhagavan that, oh Lord, this mind is so difficult to work with. This mind is so difficult to capture. How do I control this mind? And since the beginning of time, this human mind has remained the same. Today, I'm coming into your own homes, the privacy of your homes, through a virtual medium of Zoom and computer and all those things. We did not have this type of technology a few hundred years ago. A person had to leave the comfort of their own home and arrive in a place of learning like Kashi or Rishikesh, where there was a banyan tree underneath which a teacher actually sat, and there was no MP3 player recorder which would record what the teacher has said. So in case if I forgot, I can go back and review and rewind and re-listen to the pravachan. Those luxuries were not there. But the same mind was there, as the same mind exists even now. In the midst of all the comforts that we have, we would assume that it would be easier for us to do sadhana, but we find ourselves on such a difficult path that in spite of all the comforts, we are still comfortably miserable and not able to progress in our sadhana. So, this book is a window into a mind of a bhakta. And so many people say, हाँ स्वामी जी थोड़ी भक्ति कर लेते हैं. अरे थोड़ी भक्ति ऐसे नहीं कर सकते हैं. Bhakti is not like dinner time or lunch time. You sit and then Brahmarpanam and you eat and then over. Bhakti is an attitude or a cloth adorned by the mind. And the mind dwells in this attitude 24/7. And what is born out of that attitude is the mind's fickleness disappears. The running about of this mind goes away. And somehow the mind finds every moment a new moment to be with the beloved Bhagavan, who it effortlessly chooses to be with, rather than the objects that we choose to be with. And when we find our mind effortlessly wanting to be with a thought, an idea of Bhagavan, it is only in that thought and an idea of Bhagavan the infinite can be captured in the cage of the mind. This infinite Parabrahma cannot be captured otherwise. Many people have tried, but it cannot. Yashoda Maya tried to tie Krishna so many times. The rope always fell short. No matter how much she tied, the rope was always short. Until when Bhagavan allowed himself to be tied. And there Krishna stands tied to a mortar. Only for her to realize, what have I done? He's tied on the outside. With great effort, I could tie him on the outside. But now I need to tie him on the inside. And the very next Leela, he eats the dirt. And he asks, and she asks, mother asks, open your mouth. And in his mouth, she sees the Ananta Koti Brahmand floating around. Shirodanve Pradeshe Shuchimana Vilasat Saikate Moktikanam. That Bhagavan was captured in the mouth. And this is and the same idea is repeated by Narsi Mehta, Bhori re Bharwad Harine Vechva Hali. This simple cowherd woman wanting to sell butter. Seriye saad paade, leo koi harine. Instead of selling butter, she's selling Krishna because the mind is in Krishna. Mind is not in butter. And matu ki utari na juwe to chaud lokma na mae nani si matu ki ma mai. The Lord of the 14 worlds is found in a little earthen pot. Because the mind has captured Bhagavan. The infinite Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Anandam is captured. And it is captured by colossal effort of the Jiva. The Jiva has to systematically take one step, put another one, put another one, put another one, and scale the mountain of desires within, and to remove all of them, and to come to embrace Bhagavan. Only with knowledge will a person make a great effort to walk this path. Bhakti, para bhakti starts only after we have studied a little bit of Bhagavan. Because to do bhakti, we have to know who's bhakti. Without knowing him, how are we going to pour our mind to him? So, para bhakti is the culmination of jnanam. It is not just thodi bhakti kar lete hai. Nothing happens in thodi bhakti kar lete hai. Little bit of devotion I'm going to seize upon. Doesn't come that way. It's a transformation. It is a metamorphosis of our mind, which goes on this journey and allows itself to be metamorphosed into that Parabrahma Paramatma. This is what we see in Mukunda Mala. Over here, we see this Raja Kulashekar Adwal. He has composed this, and it is a snapshot of a mind of a bhakta. If we want to improve our mind and we want to become a bhakta, we should know what that mind looks like. And this is what that mind looks like. With great devotion, when we pour out our being, then only he and he alone can remain. Nothing else can remain. And that is this Mukundamala. So first shloka, you can put over here, Jyotiji. Yeah. So this first shloka, Gushyate yasya nagare rangayatra dine dine tamaham shirasa vande rajanam kulashekharam. It is said that one of the devotees has composed this and added in the beginning to the list of all the alvars. And what is this treaty about? Who is the author? So it is said, Gushyate yasya nagare, in whose village, in whose city, nagare, in the city, Gushyate, Ghoshana is done, it is declared. And what is declared? Rangayatra dine dine, that there is a chariot procession day in, day out, day in, day out. Now, you know, this has so many ways in which we can look at this. In our Indian temples, we have one Pratishthit Moorthi and the other one is Chara Moorthi. Pratishthit Moorthi is a Moorthi. When Pratishtha is done, the pranas are locked in that statue and that statue never moves. But then the pranas are removed from the Pratishthit Moorthi and put into a little Panchaloha Moorthi made up of the 5 elements. And in this small Moorthi, typically about 18 inches is what the Shastra says. The pranas are put into it and prayers are offered. And in the evening, this Moorthi is taken out of the sanctum. Because imagine we are all stuck in COVID in the home. Who likes to be in the home all day long? Now people have had it. They're like, अरे कहीं पे तो जाना है, ये क्या है घर में जानवर जैसे हमको पूर दिया है. Like animals, you have caged us. We cannot go anywhere. So imagine Bhagavan, who is in the sanctum sanctorum, Bhagavan feels the same way. He's not some stone statue. That Bhagavan, with bhavana we have, and all the karmakand, with rituals, we have invoked the pranas. So Bhagavan also wants to get out and see and move about. So that Chara Moorthi is brought out. And if you've been to this Padmanabha Swami temple, Tiruvananthapuram, if you've been over there, it's a giant temple and elephants come over there and the Moorthi is put on an elephant. Guruvayur and all these places, and the Moorthi is taken in, and temple is also some kutti little backyard, you know, it is acres. And the whole Chara Moorthi goes around the whole temple, and you know, Mrugan, all the Vadya is songs and Vedas are chanted, Kavya is chanted, music is there, dance is there, Nrutya, Gita, Kala, everything is there. And Bhagavan sees in different chambers what all things people are doing. And you can actually see this in Padmanabha Swami temple. If you get a chance, you should see it, where the Moorthi is taken around everywhere. So it is declared that every dine, Rangayatra dine, Ranganatha Swami temple is there. He is known as Ranganatha Swami. And Gushyate Yasya Nagare, in his city it is declared that every day Ranga Yatra Dine Dine. So this is physically happening. Now, there is another yatra. Interestingly, the word is Ranganath. Ranganath, Ranga is color. Nath, Lord of color, you can say. Our mind is a lord of color. Ranga represents various desires that the mind runs after. Our mind is also Ranganatha Swami, and day after day after day, it just chases desires continuously. Dine Dine, mind also is in Ranga Yatra. But for that, no Ghoshana has to be done. Because it is a pratyaksha praman for all of us that our mind just runs out for yatra. But if that yatra of the mind is truly in dropping all the colors, and we pick up one colorless color, the color of all color, Jyotisham api tat jyoti tamasav paramuchyate, that highest jyoti if we run after, then life has culminated. Otherwise, we are going to be like Charamurti until the end of time, which is going to go round and round and round and round in this world. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. So, this is the first sloka itself is saying that, oh my mind, you are on this Ranga Yatra, dine dine. When are you going to declare one day that you are tired of this yatra and become one with Bhagavan? So, Gushyate Yasya Nagare, Ranga Yatra Dine Dine, Tamaham Shirasam Vande, Rajanam Kulashekharam. I bow down to that great king, Kulashekara Adwal, who had declared that the mind is on a young Ranganatha Swami Yatra. Every day this Yatra should happen. So we also have the same Yatra, but the Vishaya Yatra has to be converted into Paramatma Yatra. But that is all we have to do. Our mind is on Vishaya Yatra. Vishaya Yatra, objects. It runs after objects, runs after objects, runs after objects. And the objects comprises of three things. Vastu, Vyakti, Paristhiti. Vastu, the actual objects. This is my watch, this is my bed, this is my pillow. In a big family also, if somebody takes somebody's pillow, or you took my pillow. So the pillow fight breaks out in the bedroom. Especially these children nowadays, parents are telling me, Swami ji, kuch bhi nahi rehta hota, अरे pillow se झगड़ा कर देते हैं ये लोग, क्या करे? What to do? You know, bunk beds are there, one is throwing something from up there, down there, continuous. So Vishaya, Vyakti, people, we fight with continuously. You know, our Asakti of the mind is for objects, Asakti of the mind is for Vyakti, and Asakti of the mind is for Paristhiti. And right now, everybody's question, Swamiji, when will this COVID be over? When is it going to be over? I don't know. Who knows? So far, Bhagavan has given this. We have to make the most out of what has been delivered to us. So, Gushyate Yasya Nagare, Rangayatra Dine Dine, Tamaham Shirasa Vande, Rajanam Kulashekharam. So, Kulashekhara is this great king, and is a king among the king because he has truly captured the kingdom of mind, and thus he is considered to be the greatest of the king who has captured the greatest enemy, Bhagavan Krishna says, mind itself is our worst enemy and mind itself is our best friend. If we capture our mind, turn that enemy of our mind, which is ladled with all desires, and convert it into love for God, then it is the best thing. We will continue. Shloka number 2 you can display. Shloka 1 over here, yes. So now who is this Bhagavan? So the fame of Bhagavan's name. Who is this Bhagavan? Oh, it's in my book, Vande Mukundam. Yeah, you can go back to that. Vande Mukundamaravindalayaksham Kundendu Shankadashanam Shishugopavesham Indradi Devagana Vandita Padapitham Vrundavanalayamaham Vasudeva Sunum. So, who is this Bhagavan? The beauty of Bhagavan. Behold his beauty. See, mind, I just said, is our mind is also Rangana. It chases colors. And whatever is exciting to this mind, the mind holds on to it and says, I want it, I desire it, I wish I had it. And if I have it, then, oh, I am going to protect it. Nobody should take it from me. These are the various things that we go through for the objective possessions in our life. So our mind holds on to it. Now, Bhagavan, how do we hold on to Bhagavan at the level of mind? So the description of Bhagavan is given over here. So mind has something tangible to hold on to. The beauty of Paramatma is brought out over here, and in this beautiful simile, in hopes that my mind holds on to Paramatma. So Vande, Aham Vande, I bow down. And who is this? The one that I bow down to? Vande Mukundam Aravindadalayaksham Kunda Indu Shankha Dashanam Shishu Gopa Vesham Indradi Deva Gana Vandita Padapitham. All these different. So I bow down. Who do I bow down? Bhagavan. And who is this Bhagavan? All that description is there. So who is this Bhagavan? Mukunda. I bow down to Bhagavan. Bhagavan's name is Mukunda. The one who is capable of liberating. Muchukunda and so many demons he had liberated. So the one who is the bestower of liberation, Muktidata, is Mukunda. That Bhagavan who is the one who imparts freedom. Freedom from what? Vishaya Sakti. When we hold on to ideas, it expresses as weight, and that weight is referred to as tension, and that tension converts itself into blood pressure, You know, physically, the weight that we are carrying, there may be nothing on our head, not even a cap. And yet we feel like there is so much weight I'm carrying. So worries, anxieties, thoughts, ideas, thought association, all this creates an inferno of movement, and this fast movement gains great amount of weight, and that weight brings us down, and that weight makes us act upon certain thoughts. So karmas come out, and because of those karmas, karma phalas come out, and because of karma phala, I have to positively go through the motions of sorrow, pain, and suffering. This is the bondage, and this bondage creates birth, and this bondage creates death. In Shastra, this is referred to as Pavarga. In Lalita Sahasranama and so many places, Apavarga comes. That she is the one who bestows freedom from Pavarga. Apavarga. What is Pavarga? Pa, pa, ba, bha, ma. Pa, pap. Pa, that pap creates karma phala. That pap which creates karma phala creates bandhan. And that pap, karma phala, bandhan creates bhaya. And that bhaya results into mrityu. So that is called pavarga. Pap, karma phala, bandhan, bhaya, and mrityu. And Bhagavan liberates from these 5 things, that is called Mukunda. Freedom from these 5 things is Mukunda. I bow down to my Lord Bhagavan, who grants liberation. Liberations from what? From Pap, Karma Phala, from Bandhan, from Bhaya, and Mrityu. And that Mukunda, and who is this? The one who gives liberation. Can he be an ordinary looking one? No, he is the beauty incarnate of the universe. Who is he? Aravinda Dalayataksham. Aravinda Dala, lotus petal, Aksham, the one whose eyes are beautifully shaped like lotus petals. So there is lotus is a symbol of perfection and beauty. And this perfection with which it has been created is so pleasing to our eyes, and not just our eyes. Every single human being who looks at the lotus, a smile will come. Nature has made it in the proportions which are pleasing to the eye. And the proportion is called golden ratio. Anything which looks beautiful in this world, chances are it is made with golden ratio. I'm not going to go into what is golden ratio. You can Google golden ratio, you will find out. In geometry, in algebra, in arithmetic, it is beautifully defined. In human physiology, it is beautifully defined. In zoology, In botany, you name a science, wherever there is golden ratio, it will bring a smile. And that Arvinda Dala is golden ratio, eyes which are perfect. Then Kunda, Indu, Kunda, jasmine, Indu, moon, Shankha, conch, Dashanam, the teeth. What do all of these things have in common? They are all white. So, Kunda, Indu, Shankha, Dashanam, Shishu Gopa Vesham. This little boy, Shishu Gopa Vesham, who has taken birth in the cowherd family, and this boy has a beauty of all of these things are uniquely beautiful. Jasmine, the most delicate, fragrantful. Moon, the cooling rays of it, and the most unique looking silver white color. Jasmine, very beautiful ivory white. Same thing with conch, the most delicate looking ivory colored one. Dashanam, all the teeth, all of them, Shishu Gopa Vesham, and this Bhagavan, Indradi Deva Gana Vandita Pada Pitham, the one whose Pada feet, Pitham, the very abode on which the feet exist, those Vandita, they are worshipped. Worshipped by whom? They are worshipped by Indra Adi Gana. In Sanskrit, the compounds we open from backwards. So that's why I went from backwards. Pitham, the platform. What Pitham? Pada Pitham, on where the very feet are. Whose feet? Mukunda's feet. Then, what about this Pada Pitham? Vandita, it is worshipped. Worshipped by whom? Indra Adi Deva Gana. So, the whole, this is how we unfold a samas in Sanskrit. And that Bhagavan, the very Pitham upon where the feet exist is worshipped, then what to talk about the glory of the feet is Bhagavan. And who is this Bhagavan? That Bhagavan who all the devatas of the heavenly world worship. He arrived over here in Vrindavan, Vrindavana Alayam, the one who found his abode. Alaya in Vrindavan, Aham Vasudeva Sunum Vande. We bow down, I bow down to the son of Vasudev. And in this way, if we know the meaning of these, we can mentally invoke the very beauty. Each one of them are like dhyan shlokas, meditative shlokas. We can close our eyes. Vande Mukunda Maravinda Dalayatacham. Bhagavan, we are invoking him. And continuously reminiscent on these ideas. So this is a behold the beauty of the Lord of the universe. And continuing, next shloka. Shri Vallabheti Varadeti Daya Pareti Bhakta Priyeti Bhavalunthana Kovideti Natheti Nagashayadeti Jagannivaseti Alapinam Pratipadam Kurumam Mukundaha. Oh, I said Pratipadam. Most of this, I know it by heart. So whatever I have captured in my mind, I'm saying. So Pratidinam or Pratipadam, it's a Pathantara bhed, meaning is the same. So now, who is this? The hallowed names of Krishna, as it is said over here. Who is this Bhagavan? So the glory of the names of Bhagavan. Who is this Bhagavan? Shri Vallabheti. He is the consort of Mahalakshmi. Shri. Shri is a sound symbol of Aishwarya. And this Shri, sound symbol of Aishwarya, this Aishwarya, when this universe was created, it was created within the very mind of Paramatma itself. So Paramatma being Aishwarya, the mind of Paramatma also being Aishwarya, the content is also Aishwarya then. So even though it is a dream which is projected, Maya which is unleashed, it is still Aishwarya. So the whole world of names and forms is none other than Mahalakshmi. And that's why we have Ashtalakshmi. And each form, Dhana Lakshmi, Dhanya Lakshmi, Santana Lakshmi, Vijay Lakshmi, Virya Lakshmi, Gaja Lakshmi, Vidya Lakshmi, it just goes on. And it's not just only 8 form, thousands of forms in this world are wealth to someone. When we toss out some kachra, it becomes somebody else's wealth. It may not have much meaning to us, but somebody else picks it up and makes something out of it. For them, it has become Lakshmi. So all the entire world of names and forms is none other than Shri. We have to see, this is how we process word. This is how we appreciate the created word. And if we understand it as Shri, then if we want to make a comment, we pull our tongue back. Why would I want to make a comment? If it is Shri, why am I going to make a comment? Arey, this is dirty. This is ugly. This is wrong. Immediately, we have to remind ourselves, if we make a commentary on a material object of this world, we are already in trouble. Because we are complaining about Bhagavan Vishnu's wife. You think he will come running to you? No. It's the best way to wash off the ahankar. You see something that you don't like, look at it and convert the dislike into an appreciation. That's why Shri Vallabheti. Very important word. Only such a mind can go towards Paramatma. The first word of Narayana over here is Shri Vallabheti. If our mind cannot find Shri, how are we going to find Narayana? We have Shri all around us. If we have a cloth on our body, that is Shri. So many people don't have clothes. Right now, unemployment rate, I'm looking at the numbers and I just close my eyes and I chant Annapurna Stotram. Oh Mother, please fill the belly of these people. They're standing in line by food banks. Food banks are going empty. So when we think about it, we stand as one family, bound to each other with love and respect. That love and respect and bound to each other will only come when our mind is lifted into the lofty ideas of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is because really it is only the Srishti of Narayana and Shri. That's it. If we study economics, supply and demand and allocation of scarce resources, what is scarce resource? Lakshmi. That's all. If we open our pantry and everything is full from top to bottom, thanks to Costco in our neighborhood, that means Nanya Lakshmi has blessed us. So in this way, I'm giving you ideas to contemplate. I may not finish this textbook, and it's not that's not even a goal. The goal is to rise in satsang. So how do we make the most of our human mind? Because my mind at the end of the day has to be like Kulashekar Adwal's mind. Bas. I have to think of Narayana. How do I make this mind think of Narayana every moment, every day? Every moment the mind falls upon the world of objects. And I look at this glass and the word, what? 15 साल से ये glasses हम use कर रहे हैं. चलो कुछ नया लेकर आते हैं. You know why? COVID has made us all sit inside. There is an itch for going shopping. And this glass all of a sudden doesn't look good anymore because I want to go out. At that time, we have to learn to see Shri Vallabheti in this glass and say, no, no, no. This glass is going to stay over here and I am not going anywhere to get another glass. Another 10 years, I will keep this glass. If this idea comes, then we are with Shri Vallabheti. We can convert this into Shri. Like that. People wear glasses until they are broken. And some people like, oh, just new fashion, something. Somebody was saying, Swamiji, aap to bahut dino se ye glasses pehen rahe. Arey, but they are on my face. Why is it bothering you? Are you listening to my pravachan or are you looking at my glasses? All right, it's time. You can change something new. Swamiji, I'll pay for it. I'll take you to Costco. I said, no, no, no. Let it be. What's so wrong with it? I can see just fine. Numbers have not increased. Why throw away some unnecessary, create more problems for plastic? I mean, I can even recycle and give it to somebody who's you. Arey, but chalta hai to fir. To me, it is Shri Vallabheti. Whatever Bhagavan has given is our wealth, is our Shri. And we have to learn to see it that way. Shri Vallabheti, Varadeti. He is the one who gives us Varadan, the giver of boons. See, he will only give us boons provided we are ready to receive them. If you have a teenager and that teenager listens to you and is a very, very good boy, listens, does everything what is told, helps around, grades are there, very honest, where he's going, what he did, everything. And he says, Mom, I want to borrow your car on Friday evening. I want to go see my friend. That mom will just give the keys. Say, okay, go. But if you have a child who sneaks around and you don't know what they are doing, doesn't listen. And the mom, I want to go to my friend's home Friday night. That mom is going to think so much before giving the keys. And mom's going to say, no. But you are not going anywhere. I may not go anywhere, but you are also not going anywhere. Until you prove yourself to be a trustworthy teenager, I am not giving you my car keys. End. So that mother has to turn into Bhadrakali for that teenager. But for the other one, she just gives the car keys. Why? Because he has proved himself worthy of the car. He's not going to abuse it. So Bhagavan, when he gives Vardhan, he wants to make sure that we don't abuse what he's giving us. We don't abuse what he gives us. So, Varadeti. So before we ask for something, we should think about it. What kind of teenager am I? If Lord is my mom, if Lord is my dad, will Lord trust me with what he is, what I'm asking for? Because after all, Jagata Pita he is a Bhagavan is a father of the universe. His interest is in our well-being. So, Varadeti, he gives boons. And then we complain, oh, Bhagavan, kya हमने तो कितने पैसे दिए, हमने तो ये sponsor किया, वो sponsor किया, भगवान ने कुछ भी नहीं दिया. That means आप ये सब लेने के लिए ही sponsor करते थे. दिल से तो कुछ भी sponsor नहीं किया है. People actually tell me, and I'm aghast when they tell me, Swamiji, I gave so much money to the temple. Bhagavan didn't do anything. Ayyo, is this why you gave money to the temple? What do I tell them? Bhaisagar Bhagavat, kasu kehwaye nahi ye logon ne. What do you do? So, when we are asking for something from Bhagavan, we should look at our worth first. Where do I stand in life? Where do I stand on a spiritual platform? Where am I? Is this what I've asked for from Paramatma? Am I really deserving? That's why Gurudev's quote is there. In life, we get what we deserve. We don't get what we desire. Our Gurudev Swami Chinmayananji has said this. Very beautiful quote. Why is it that we get what we deserve? Varadeti. He's giving. He knows what we deserve and he gives only that. He doesn't give more than that. Shri Vallabheti, Varadeti, Dayapareti. He is compassionate beyond comprehension. We have to see how compassionate he has been to us. If we have an intact body, intact mind, intact intelligence, all of us today on this Zoom pravachan, we have the bhagya of our parents who have raised us properly with giving us the greatest wealth of all, education. Indian parents will go in debt but educate their children because they know the value of Vidya Lakshmi. Choices will be proper in life and living. And if choices are better, we've already blessed ourselves. If our choices in living are noble, then so Paramatma is Karunik. He really is. Karuna Sagar. Great ocean of compassion. And if we have been on the receiving end of that Karuna, then it is up to us to give back to him by living a divine life, a proper life, and turn into the same blessings to others through what he has given us by sharing. For Daya Pareti, he's a Para Iti, the highest form of compassion. He's so loving, he's so compassionate. Even if somebody goes through pain, sorrow, and suffering, he gives them the ability to even bear the pain, sorrow, and suffering. That is his Karuna. There is indeed a lot of pain. And don't think that he's not there. He arrives over there. In that pain, in that person, is the ability to forbear it. Everybody cannot forbear pain, sorrow, and suffering. Everybody has different levels of toleration. And his Karuna determines our tolerance factor. And we can increase that by increasing in his love for him. Bhakta Priyeti, he loves his devotee. Name Bhakta Pranashyati. Bhagavan gives, so many assurances in 12th chapter, Bhakti Yoga, that, oh, Arjuna, my devotee is most dear to me, and my devotee shall never be destroyed. So Bhakta Priyeti, Bhava Lunthana Kovideti. Bhava Lunthana, the weight of the cyclic cycle of the birth and the death, the entire world put into motion, that is Bhava Lunthana. Kovideti, he is expert in destroying the cycles of birth and death, is Bhava Lunthana Kovideti. Bhagavan, who is Kovideti, dexterous. Bhava Lunthana, the cycle of birth and death, Lunthana, to completely destroy it. Natheti, Nath iti, Natheti, Lord is considered to be as Nath, Master, Lord, all that. So Natheti, Nagashayana iti, Nagashayaneti, the one who sleeps in the bed of serpent. The Sheshanag, the time factor of the universe, is represented by this 1,000-hooded Sheshanag of Bhagavan, the one who finds his abode in the bed of time. Jagannivaseti, the one who is the dweller in the world. Jagannivaseti, the one in whom the world stays, or as the dweller in the universe. It can be taken both ways. If we are the students of Mandukya Upanishad, then the whole world is illusion. And illusion exists where? Illusion exists in the very Paramatma, the Atma, which has If at all the world has been created, then it has been created in the mind of the Creator. And for the one who has the experience of the world, the experience is where? The experience is in the awareness medium of the jiva who experiences the experiences outside, and that is Jagan Nivaseti. He is the dweller in the outside world, but experienced by the awareness on the inside. So if we have the Advaita Vedanta background, it can be dissolved in so many different ways that, oh Lord, but with a simple bhakti, we realize that, Lord, you are behind the names and the form. All of them, you alone appear everywhere. Then Jagan Nivaseti Alapanam Pratipadam Kurumam Mukundam. Oh Bhagavan, Alapanam Pratipadam. Oh Lord, I scream out to you. Over here, I cry out to you. I beg to you, oh Lord, that may my mind always seek you. Oh Lord, it is my sincere prayer. I bow down to you that the glory of your name is what my mind should day in, day out think about. And may I cry out these glories in my mind only to find myself drowned in the mercy of your love. So in this way, O Mukunda, make me engaged in crying out these glories of you. May I sing these glories of you all the time. We'll continue. Jayatu Jayatu Devo Devaki Nandanoyam. Jayatu Jayatu Krishno Vrushnivamsha Pradipaha. Jayatu Jayatu Meghashyamalakko Malango. Jayatu Jayatu Prithvi Bharanasho Mukundaha. So over here we have this Jai Jaikar. You know, when we say this Jai Jaikar, what is this Jaya? Jaya is victory, like it is said over here, victorious. But victory over what? So, you know, on January 1st, a lot of us take the New Year's resolution. We want to be victorious over. Number one is weight loss. Oh, I want to be victorious over this body. I want to lose weight. Number one. Or there are people out there, I want to quit smoking or drinking or, you know, whatever vices are, I want to be victorious over. So over here, Jai Jaikar is done to Narayana. So if we think about victory over what? There can be victory over a place, and the place can be a place without. Then there can be a victory over a place within. There can be victory in knowledge, victory in understanding, victory in victory over death, victory over change, victory over possession. So when we think about Ishwar, the Aishwarya of Paramatma is such that he is victorious over everything. And because he is victorious over everything, the without place, the within place, the without place being the universe, and the within place being the mind and the intellect itself, and Lord is victorious over both. The without place he himself has created, so he is the Lord of the world. The inside, he is the knowledge. That's why he's Satyam, the existence without, within. Jnanam, knowledge. He alone is the highest knowledge. And for what time? It is a time which brings and time which takes away and all that. Array, no time over here. Anantam. And Sarva Tantra Swatantra Ananda on top of that. He is free from all types of bondage. Nothing can touch him. So Sarva Tantra Swatantra, and that is Anand. So only there where all these things can occur, there is victory. So when can we say that we are victorious in our life? We have a victory party. अरे we have a kindergarten graduation. मैं तो सुनता ही रहता हूं क्या क्या विक्ट्री पार्टी लोग करते हैं. That little 5-year-old doesn't even know how to put that square, difficult cap on the head, and what kind of clothes are put on to me, and a round paper with a ribbon is given on a kindergarten graduation, and the child doesn't even know what is going on, that it is his graduation. And we are celebrating his victory over kindergarten. Jayatu Jayatu kindergarten Jayatu. What all things. So when we look at our life as a whole, what are we victorious over? And nowadays with this YouTube and all that, a bucket list. When this bucket list is over, I'll be victorious. I have to scale this mountain. I have to go to this place. I have to skydive. So when we look at this word Jaya, Bhagwan's Dwar Palakas are called Jaya and Vijaya. You know, his gatekeepers of the heavens are victory and Vishesha victory. Jaya and Vijay. So, when we look at our life, that Jayatu, when we look at this shloka, and the shloka talks about victorious Krishna, and this description of Krishna who is victorious, and Jayatu Jayatu Devo Devaki Nandanoyam. So, starting from childhood, Devaki Nandanoyam, the one who is a dear boy of Devaki. And as a child, he was victorious. He's born in a jail cell. He never gets a chance to be loved by his own biological parents. He's raised by surrogate parents. He has to leave at midnight the place of his birth. And he arrives in Gokul. And from childhood itself, Masi Putana comes to kill him. And the first thing he has to do is kill the Putana and a host of demons. Even Brahmaji also comes to test him and takes away all the Gopalas and all the cows. For 1 year, Krishna had to become all the cows and all the boys. And then Indra also tests him. Rain, rain, rain. Govardhan he has to lift up. So when we talk about Jayatu Jayatu Devo Devaki Nandanoyam, the great love of Devaki as a child, he was victorious over everything in childhood. See, the victory in the childhood is only when the child listens to the first guru of life, Devaki, mother. Mother should be happy. If we have not made our mother happy, we are not victorious. I don't care how many degrees one has, how much money one has. But if the mother, I won't even be able to say it. We must be victorious in the eyes of our parents first. And we become victorious in the eyes of our parents when we have walked the path of dharma. Mother is synonymous to the universal dharma. The colossal Vishwa Shakti arrives as our mother. Thus, the first one is, Hey Devo, Devaki Nandanoyam. You are Devata, but you showed your victory by making your mother, who was jailed for 8 children, she was deprived the honor of being a mother, and you made her happy. You liberated her. That is victory in life. We must have regard for our childhood victory is mother. Mother should bless us. That mother knows, every mother knows what that child is. They even oversee the avgunas of that child. But they know what the avgunas are. So that is first victory in our life. Then what is the second victory? Jayatu, that little Gopala has now become Krishna. And who is this Krishna? Vrishni Vamsha Pradipaha. He's become the best light in the Vamsha of the Vrishni clan. Father. First victory, mother. Second victory, the lineage. We have made our name in the lineage, meaning the family dharma was taken care of by mother. The samajika dharma was taken care of by making sure that I have brought a good name to my parents. My father's Vamsha and Kula, I have become Pradipa. That is victory. That is goodness. Goodness in living. Jayatu, Hey Krishna, Vrishni Vamsha Pradipaha, not Deepaha, Pradipa. Prakarshena Prajwalita Deepaha. Very well kindled light. And how did he become that? By going through a lot of difficulties. At times, he had to run away from the battleground. And he wore the name Ranachod with great delight. He ran away from the Ranabhumi. He wasn't a coward, but he ran away to save others. So what kind of actions are we doing? Are we bringing victory in the eyes of people? Jayatu mega shyamala komalangaha. See, the dark body complexion. Now, he's victorious in mother's eyes. He's done amazing karma and has become a lit lamp in the lineage of Vrishni Vamsha. Forget about what kind of color a person has at this point in time. The actions speak more than the physical form. But over here, even his dark physical complexion now becomes a glorious form. Even that adds beauty. Mega Shyamala Komala Angaha. That Ashtavakra, the one who had 8 crooked limbs, who becomes a guru of Raja Janak because of knowledge that Ashtavakra, the very deformed one, was worthy of worship. He was never known for the deformities, even though the name bears Ashtavakra. But what he was known for was the wisdom. He was the guru of Raja Janak, who's a self-realized soul. So now, the victory of the kingdom of Buddhi is what adds beauty to one's life. Jayatu, mega shyama komalangaha. Your actions have now made your form beautiful. Thus you are victorious, O Lord. And Jayatu Prithvi Bhara Nasha Mukunda. Now you have the ability to alleviate pain and sorrow of others. Thus you are victorious. You see the levels of victory in life. As we move about, if we are a parent and we find ourselves a parent of a child, we should lead the child to his own glorious victory by proper education. Amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, kshanti, rarjavam, acharyo, pasanam, chaiva, stairam, atmani, vignaha, indriyartheshu, vairagyam. Krishna himself tells us in 13th chapter, Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Vibhag, 20 qualities. And these qualities will make us victorious for Jnana of Kshetra and Kshetrajna to arrive. Until then, Jnana will not arrive. So we have to be self-victorious. And even that Bhagavan gives us. So it is a very simple shloka. We can just sing it out with, great devotion and feel that devotion to Jayatu Devo Devaki Nandanoyam, Jayatu Krishna Vrishni Vamsha Pradipaha. All this we can chant Mega Shama Komalango, Jayatu Prithvi Bharanasho Mukundaha. And we can Rag Malika and all those things, but we have to feel what is victory. Blessings of mother is the first victory in life. Divine actions which uplift the lineage of father, and that father blesses, second victory in life. Third victory comes because the actions are noble. And fourth victory comes when we are capable of uplifting the world. This is real victory in life. આપણે જીવનમાં કેટલા લોકોને આશ્વાસન આપ્યું? Very important. How many people have we comforted in this life? Either by words, by emotions, by actions, by money. These are the ways in which we can be victorious over the kingdom of our own mind. Draupadi is screaming out for Krishna. Not one human being stands up for her. In the Sabha of Dhritarashtra, how can something like this happen? Is unimaginable. He is the sole person who comes to comfort Draupadi in these times. That is victory. When we give our olive branch hand to somebody else and help them out, that's a great victory. So this is a very beautiful shloka for contemplation. Divinity is there, bhakti is there, but that bhakti is supplemented by how did this bhakti arrive? And if that understanding is there, we will be uplifted. It is so beautiful. Continuing, next shloka. Oh, it is 9 o'clock. Sorry. We will see tomorrow. There is a chat which has been up there that can we show the verse a little longer? So I think that's what we did last shloka that you saw. It was a little bit longer. So what you can do if you don't have this book is when the shloka is there, you can take your phone and snap a picture of the screen, computer screen. So now you will have it in your phone. And as I'm giving a lecture, you can go through it. So keep your phone handy and you can snap a picture of the computer screen. So when I'm giving commentary, you will have that. I will see everybody tomorrow over here. It is 8:59, 9 o'clock. So I will end my pravachan over here. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukha bhag bhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Thank you, Swamiji. The time went by so quickly. We could have probably sat for another hour. We look forward to seeing everyone again tomorrow, same time, 7:30 to 9. And also just wanted to ask everyone, keep your notes and any questions that you would have for Swamiji. We will have an opportunity on Saturday after his discourse. We will have a question and answer session. So as you're listening, please do make note of any questions that you may have for Swamiji, and we can get some more answers. So everyone have a very good evening. Thank you for attending, and we will see you tomorrow. Hari Om.
Hari Om. So good to see everyone. Namaste.
Thank you. Hari Om. Thank
Hari Om.
you.
Hari Om Swamiji, thank you.
Yes, thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om.